What, in terms of timeline, though, for budget repair, is it fair to say that at least at the next election we'll have forward estimates, and that's where you're outlining a problem for the next plans, I should say, for the next 3 years. At that point, we'll have to see something like a budget balance at that point, because if it's not happening at forward estimates the next election, it feels like it's often a never, never.
Well, some of this repair will start in the budget on the 25th of October. Some of it will be over time. We didn't get into this. We got into this trouble over a number of years. It accelerated over recent years. We're now at $1 trillion of debt, and that debt is getting more expensive to service. But we also know that there are some long-term challenges that we face. That's why the Treasurer has outlined that we'll do a new intergenerational report next year, which will look at some of those longer-term indicators of where
So longer term, what we might need to wait sort of 10 years plus to see a budget back in the balance?
Well, if I remember correctly, and I'm happy to be corrected by yourself or your viewers on this, I think in terms of the last range of long-term projections that was put forward by the Coalition when they were in government, that saw us not getting back to paying off the totality of the debt that they had amassed until around 2050, 2060. So at the moment, like, the trajectory we're on is a very long-term trajectory. We hope that by doing things such as being more careful in the spending, doing more.
I mean, I think what you need is, when you're paying off debt sort of so far off in the future, you may as well not even mention 2060. It's sort of irrelevant.
And again, I say that's not our projections. That was the projections of the former government.
I want to touch on Optus. Biggest cyber hack in our history. Millions affected. Yeah. 4 days in, we've got one statement from the minister, 3 lines, that came out during the grand final.
Well, let's talk about what's actually happened. Firstly, this is affecting 1 in 2 adult Australians. It is huge, and we expect that Optus, as the company that has been hacked, and their customers, well, the Optus does everything they can for their customers to ensure that wherever possible, whatever those loopholes were, and I'm not familiar with exactly how that data was accessed, but all of those are closed, and that they communicate really clearly with their customers, say what the action their customers should take. In terms of what we've done as the Australian Government, we've made assistance available through the Australian Federal Police. The Australian Signals Directorate has been engaged directly with Optus on this, and we've had Home Affairs working to make sure...
But you'd expect all of them. Why haven't we heard from the Minister? It seems like a long time.
Well, you just said that the Minister's put out a statement, and in terms of the work that's actually happening, we're making sure that the agencies, and this is not just one minister, this is something that cuts across a range of portfolios.
We haven't heard from any minister standing up on this specifically. You would have had the briefings this morning. She'll be out, will she, today, Claire O'Neill, and giving a news conference? Was that in the morning?
I'm not going to run through what ministers will be doing over the next few days.
She's going to talk today, maybe.
I'm not going to play a blinking game.
That was one blink.
I'm not going to play a blinking game, Tom. What I'm going to say is what we have done as a government is make sure that all of the assistance necessary from federal agencies is there to help Optus communicate with their customers. And if I can say to your viewers, Tom, this is not the only cyber threat that's out there. It's not the only. There's also a whole range of other challenges that people face with phishing schemes and scams. Anyone who's concerned about their data should go to cyber.gov.au to get good, authoritative advice on what we as individuals can do to protect our data. But our expectation on Optus is that they communicate very clearly with their customers, act as quickly, as comprehensively as possible.
Have they done that so far?
You'll have to get Optus on to talk about what they're doing.
We have had them on. I'm just asking if you feel as though they've done it quickly and acted it and contacted their client base quickly and told everyone what's happening.
That's for Optus customers, I guess, to decide.
No, but I'm asking if you think they have.
I want to see not just what they've done so far, but over the coming days, Optus to go comprehensively doing everything they possibly can. This is 11 million people who are appropriately nervous about what's happening. I understand Optus has a board meeting today. I'd be expecting more action coming out of that.
Patrick Gorman, thanks for your time.
Thank you.